Guys, I'm like spamming the videos today, but this is kind of important. So well, we're just gonna get to it. I'm gonna pull out a soldering iron. We're gonna do some stuff here. Wow, that is a bright guitar. Um, let me see if I need to get some lights set up for this. It might be that I should really try and knock some of these shadows down. Probably gonna need this light right here. I got to put all my lights on one power strip to make this simpler. This is ridiculous right now. There we go. Okay, let's hopefully this will be decent. So let me put this up here. So I know this looks a little grainy. So I was asking, why are guitar volumes wired the way they are? Let me pull up a guitar volume wiring. Okay, here we go. So if we look at image for guitar volume controls. Okay, so here's a pretty simple one. You got your pickup signal lead going in on one terminal. The middle terminal goes out to the output, and I ask, why do we have to ground this at all? Because this is where a lot of things happen that we don't want to happen. Is exactly how this is wired to, sharing this with this ground. So really, we think of a volume knob as controlling the level of the pickup going to the output, but that's not exactly what's happening. This middle terminal in the pot, I think yesterday we did a video where I put a multimeter on a potentiometer. I can do it again. In fact, I'll do that right now. So let's get got a multimeter. I'm gonna get a potentiometer. Put our multimeter up. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I'm sorry about that, the numbers, but I'm going to put it on resistance, okay? So we're going to measure the resistance between the middle lug here and the outside lug. It's going to be a little tricky. These alligator clips are a little bit big, but if I turn it all the way one way, I'm getting like 1.6 ohms. It's basically, it's just open, a short circuit. So it may as well just be completely connected to it and not have any resistor. If I turn it the other way, we get basically 50 kilohertz, or 50 kilo ohms, 50K. So that's as much resistance as this thing can possibly make. But if I put the terminal on the other side, now we're going to see that between the pickup and the ground, there's only 50K of resistance. And I know I'm saying only. It's a lot, but it's not everything. If I turn it the other way, it's still 50K. So really, what a guitar wired the way it is blending the middle one, which is going to the output to actually your amplifier and stuff, between your pickup signal and the ground. And I ask, why not just use this as a resistor? Because if we just use these two central ones, it's a resistor. And that's what people think of. They think when you turn your guitar volume up or down, you're varying the level of how much signal goes out to the output. And it's what's happening, but it's also blending the ground with the signal. And you're blending between, you're mixing between, basically. And so I asked on the Guitar Tech forums, why don't we just why do we have that ground on there at all? And I know for certain types of pickups we're going to need it. And I'm not asking why is the knob grounded at all. Well, of course it has to be grounded, otherwise I mean, you know, your guitar circuit has to be grounded in some way, and um, well, we don't have to get too much into that, but generally, um, I know you active guys are going to say something else, but it's okay. Uh, Generally, your strings are connected to the bridge. The bridge has a wire going into the electronics cavity, and everything is kind of grounded to that bridge. And wow, this I don't think this guitar's ever been apart, so this might be a little bit tricky. Hold on, give me a second here. I just need a little screwdriver. Yeah, I really want to make magnet electronic cavities. Thought this was a really cool screwdriver kit, but now I'm having my doubts. It's kind of a pain to use in real life. Um, Doesn't really hold on all that well either. Just want to pop this cavity. Wow, that is a tight fit, man. I'm having trouble getting this thing out. Whew. I mean, I wanted to try this with the passive guitar first, so we can really see what these guys are talking about. I have a feeling active's going to act a little bit different, but wowie zowie, man. Kind of need to get a razor blade in there or something. Let's see if I can get something skinnier. That is a tight fit. You see, if you guys are complaining about the, pretty sure this is one of the Indonesian ones. No, made in China. Actually, this is a damn good. Might be too good, but that's pretty tight to it. Okay, I could try and suction cup this thing off of here, maybe. This is something else, man. Wow. Okay. Guitar, you may just end up with the chip because this has to come off eventually. I'm sure there's a better way to do it than this, but there we go. Oh, I saw it move. Oh, I hear it. Wow. Jeez. Okay. Finally. Okay, so what I want to do is just use this thing as a rheostat. I hope I'm getting that word right. Let me see if I didn't forget all my electronics training. Rheostat. A variable resistor which is used to control current. Okay, so to me, if you're using just two terminals, that's it's a rheostat, right? So what I want to do is take the ground. Well, it's going to be really hard to see. I want to take the ground off of the pot that's being used as the volume here. Let's see, is there a way I can have you guys see that? Probably not. But basically, I'm going to, just like this pot right here, this one's going to ground. I want to take that off. So we're going to see what the difference is here. 1 second. Hello? Okay, so I'm trying to get this magnifying glass in here where you guys might be able to see it. If not, it's not that big of a deal. We'll tell you in a second. Okay, quick. Please call Sally at. Okay, so we're now back in. Okay, so I'm looking at this thing. I really just want to take the ground off the end here, but you know, certainly things still have to be grounded, so that's why I'm a little bit worried about this. I'm gonna liberate this pot here. Yeah, I really want to have a cool workbench for doing this stuff, but I'm kind of cramped. Okay, how does this? I really love this tool. Doesn't work for everything, but man, when it works, it works. All right, I can't quite separate the whole thing spinning. I'm just going to end up breaking all these wires. Hold on to it somehow. It's one of those things that happens very often. I'm really scared I'm going to start snapping these wires. It's really not coming loose. I could get some lube in there, but not thrilled about that prospect. Try and throw this measurement card in here. No. Was I just trying to tighten it? Am I looking at it backwards on the screen? Damn it. Okay. Maybe that was the problem. So now that I got this thing out of here, it'll be a little bit easier. So here we go. Here's the pot in question. And I really want to take a look at if there's anything else. Let's see if we can get this magnifying glass on there for you. Okay. So as distorted as that looks with my eyeballs, I'm not really seeing it too much better. Right here, this lug is connected to ground. I'm gonna undo that as soon as. First of all, let's plug the guitar in and get an idea what's going on here. I'll make a simpler, a little simpler setup here. Get Helix Edit up. So I'm just gonna make them more simplified. No noise gate. Everything else might be okay. Plug this in and hear what it sounds like now. Should probably use a lower gain amp. Yeah, let's do that. Amp. Put less drive on it. Let me pick up the guitar and play it real quick. Whew. That seems like something's going wrong already. Okay, so if I turn the volume down, so it's not really getting noisier. It's let me get a level idea. Okay, so the volume knob's doing pretty much what you expect it to. What? Okay, so I'm gonna pull off that ground somehow. Oof. Really gotta. I need to either get a much bigger room, which ain't gonna happen in Hawaii, or figure out something. So let me pull this off here. It's gonna take my soldering iron and undo the lug. I might have to actually snip this, but let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna snip this. Grab some pliers. Sorry. I just had my little pliers. Really just need a workstation, huh? So I could just snip this right here. I know you guys, it's really hard to see, right? Ooh. This guitar has the weirdest shape, which makes it even trickier, but my eyeballs are going so bad, man. Okay, so I just cut the ground, okay? So let's see what happens now when we change the guitar. Okay, so one thing is there's not enough resistance to actually turn it all the way down. But what if we had a lot more? So here's all the way up. There's all the way down. I suppose if we put a frequency analyzer on it, we would see that maybe we're losing more treble than bass. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna hook this back up. All we need is a dab of solder. Watch, this is gonna connect the circuit. Question is, where's my solder? Yeah, I could really use some organization. Will help here. And my eyes, I can't even see this. I'm just guessing. Okay, I think that's grounded again. Let's see what happens with the volume. So I guess really you would, if you had a pot that went to completely short or open at the end after the resistor, then we'd turn it down all the way. But it would be a pretty big jump. So there, now kind of wish I would have gotten some easier answers than just pulling that sucker apart. But sometimes you got to do the experiments yourself, you know. And I'm glad I did. So now I hope we know. Maybe you guys are like, "Yo, duh, dummy." But you know, I didn't know. I thought I knew. But it taking off that ground is needed, because otherwise you're not turning it all the way down. You're just turning it down a little, apparently. But I suppose if you had a much bigger resistor, eventually you could shut the whole thing off. I'm not sure though. That's maybe we'll do that again. I'll order some big resistors and we'll try it and see what happens. But for now, I'm screwing this guitar back together, and I'll be putting away all my junk and get back to some testing. We have to do some more testing of the gear here, or the plugins. Make sure I don't spin this out and snap any wires. Get this nice and tight. And there we go. I'm just going to plug in real quick to make sure the guitar still works. Actually, I'm going to put the cavity cover back on. Then I either got to clean up or get ready for my students, or maybe go ride my bike. I don't know. Not riding enough lately, but let's see. Screw this guy back together. And yeah, if you guys saw it or didn't see it, there's the latest episode of me, Glenn Fricker, and Ethan Weiner. Little roundtable thing on Glenn's channel, the Spectre Sound Studios channel. And I think this one, you guys might really like it. A little bit more entertaining than the last one, I think. I know people get bored of acoustics, but it's important. Okay, well, this seems to be working. That's good. I'm glad I found that.